Hello miners, Rusty coming at you. Today we're taking a look at the Tucson TS129. This video is brought to you by Tang Lee, courtesy of Tang Lee. He's a seller. He sells the Tucson and the 6-leaf brand on Amazon. So let's take a peek. This is, if you guys know Tucson's, this is Maker's Mark for night morning. This particular one comes in M390. See if we can wipe that off a little bit. Blade steel, we got titanium. It's a milled titanium handle and pocket clip here. External lock relief. Pocket clip is screwed in from the inside. We have a lanyard hole. We have a titanium backspacer. We got some milling on the inside. Looks like we have a steel, hardened steel insert and a beautiful carbon fiber on the show side. So there is no liner on that, but people say, you know, carbon fibers as strong as steel. I don't know if it's 5 times as strong or exactly what it is. But this knife truly is. It's a modern day classic. If certain cult, if you will, it's like a cult classic. Tucson is, you know, not as name brand as Spyderco and Benchmade and all that. But as far as quality, we got some good quality here. I'll talk more about that in a second. And as far as design, this thing is amazing in my opinion. It could make a future, literally a classic. Okay, so what makes that the case, Rusty? Well, you guys maybe know if you've been following me, I do like this thumb hole deployment, and I do like a belly. And if you take a peek at what this knife does, we got a belly and then we got sort of a recurve into a hawk bill, which actually will trap material as you're cutting. Okay, so I like that. We got this false swedge up here, which I guess that is a swedge. What happens is it makes the blade thinner. So when we have this tall hollow grind, it actually, when you're moving through material, this part isn't going to be not going to give you any restrictions. It does have nice holes. It's running on washers and has a nice sharpening choil. We're going to compare this knife to some others in just a minute. So let's take a peek. That is at the finger deployment. Come back to that one. Thumb stud. So the detent is dialed in pretty nicely. And this one's hard under the camera. So the front flipper. Okay, we'll unlock it. It's not exactly drop shutty, but you guys can see it is pretty good. So what you want to do, if you flick it, get your nail in on this end, and when you are thumb deploying it, get your thumb in on that end. So I think the hole is well thought out. Let's talk about the ergos. Well, we have some jimping right here. That's your front flipper jimping, transforming into top jimping, which does stand proud. And then we have a nice, in this position, for one thing, for me, the thing that's really impressive about this, wish you guys could, is the amount, the length of this blade that it just seems like you have. It really reaches out there. And I like that, and it's comfortable. It fills this, you know, from your third finger down. That's a good purchase. There's not a hot spot with this clip. So I'm really digging that. And then, see how this, we got the scales here, the frame. We can come up here, and we get a lot of meat on there. Come up to the second knuckle, and I can wrap this thing in, and I can suck it up like that and give you a nice purchase if you want to get up on that blade. I'm going to show you another knife in a second, which I think is also very good with that. So that's what we're looking at here. Great T8 hardware. Let's see how well they sharpen this. If you guys watch the other videos, they did a pretty good job. Yeah. Alright, that was one of those tough. So this is getting her done. Okay, I've been using this knife. I usually don't use knives. That is a factory edge. But I was just, it's just screams cut with me. It really does. So what are you going to compare this to, Rusty? Well, I'm glad you asked. So at first I was thinking the Spyderco Para 3. And I put the Para 3 up against it. And the Para 3 isn't, it's just not in the same league as this, okay? So let's compare it to the Manix. And I'm trying to line up, you know, blade length here. And you can see that the 129 does have more cutting edge on there. So we've got that going. Now I'm showing off a little bit here. This Manix 2 has the Lynch clip. So I'll take a second, give a shout out to Lynch. I don't like the color of this knife, but that clip really set it off. Thank you, Casey. Where are we at here? Okay, so they're both going to carry deeply, but let's see, how does this one. We'll talk about thinness in a minute. And here we go. And actually, I think the Tucson feels better. This is slimmer, so it makes a nice carry. Well, it's got the ball lock, but we've got basically plastic handles. This is a FRCP. That's Spyderco's new material. Not really sure, similar to FR. And how do they carry? So which one, if we take a peek at, you know, we got our carry profile. I might screw up my my video here, but look at the difference here. I'm gonna put this on top here. I'm gonna put this on top here. And so the Tucson has slimmer, takes up less real estate there. How about this way? Okay, so the Tucson does take up, it's little, just a little bit. Whew, not even enough to worry about, guys. Yeah, take a look at the thickness difference. So I would call that negligible, and you just get so much blade there. So looks like it has a taller grind, you know, from here to here, and it has some distance on it. So a little bit more of a reach, and a little bit, in my opinion, just a tad shorter handle. So how about weight? Boy, that is a lightweight. Yeah, very impressive with this, guys. As you know, titanium and carbon fiber are both lightweight, strong materials. So what I really noticed, at least with cutting with this Tucson, and hopefully I can get that out for you. I'm going to do a little, okay, is this tip here, you know, and I'm doing this from behind the camera, which is, I don't often do. So let's see, guys. Okay, that was nice. That's factory edge. This is Spyderco Spy 27. Okay. Both do a good job. Let's see. Let's see how we're doing. Okay. Yep, Tucson. Yep, Tucson's doing better, guys. When we're getting down, yeah. That one's having trouble. We're going to cut up some more here. Okay. Alright. Well, that's easy because we're going. Now we got to go cross cut here. That one felt rough. That one felt smoother. So in terms of cutting performance, I'm actually going to give the win to the Tucson. I'm going to turn this off and we'll be back in just a second. I'll clean up this mess. Okay, we're back. Thanks for letting me take a break, get that stuff cleaned up. So what are we talking about here? Well, this knife right here will run you in the 150 to 160 range with a titanium clip on there, another $25, $30. You know, that's putting it at, these are like 180 on Lynch Northwest. So this is a Lynch clip. Now you have the ball lock, which a lot of people are going to say, you know, very much like an Axis lock, going to be fidgety, and it is fidgety. Running on washers, so you got that going for you. However, this one running on, excuse me, that's running on bearings. This one's running on washers, and it's also so fidgety. And we're at an angle here, but you guys can probably see my thumb. When we press that, it drops, it hits the thumb, and you can shake her down. Real easy to do. So we do have both the same style, thumb stud, flipper, and then we got the front tab if you guys like that. As far as the lock, there's what it looks like. And this is frame lock, which is also strong. And in this position, guys, your finger is going to hold that. So that's going to also be a strong lock. You got to do quite a bit to unlock this knife in this position, because your finger comes across there, and you guys can see it has nice cutout for access. So yes, sir, I do highly recommend this. Again, look forward. I'm going to put the link in here for Tang, and hopefully you guys get one. Stick around. I got an outro of this knife in the daylight. Thanks, guys.